Hi, this is Susan at Susan B Cards. Today I'm going to be using some Lindy's Magicals and making a background for this Sizzix 3D embossing folder, and it is called Under the Sea. So it's some seashells and starfish. So I was thinking that I would use these Magicals and first make the background and then let it dry and then go ahead and emboss it. So to start with, I'm just gonna put together some colors of Magicals that are complementary. I don't want to make a bunch of mud, so I'm sprinkling some of the red color. This one is called Raspberry Lemonade. This one is Orange Creamsicle. So I'm going to try to get some of this. Well, this is really one of the first times I've used these Magicals. I've never had them before, and someone told me that they really liked them, and it was one of their favorite things to work with, so I decided I might as well try it, see how it is. So let's see, I put the green, and now this one is Pop Rock Purple. So let's see, I'm going to try to put that up here, trying to get it by the red, if I remember correctly where the colors are. So I'm just going to kind of put this around, try not to waste too much of it. I'm just trying to smooth out some of the big clumps of color. And this one is called Tilt-A-Wheel Teal. That's a cute name. I think this set was called Boardwalk. It's one of the older sets. Yeah, under the Boardwalk. I saw some new ones recently that were really pretty. I think they had something to do with drinks. I can't really remember, but if I really like these, you know, maybe I'll buy one of the newer sets next. Okay, so I have some of this down, and I'm just going to use my misting bottle and spray it. There's something wrong with my bottle. It's not really misting, and it's kind of leaving these streaks, but it looks kind of cool. I guess it's like misting and then it goes off. So this one has some, I think, pearl in it. I'm just trying to use it up because that bottle isn't working as well, and this one is still good. It's still misting. Okay, just trying to move this a little bit. I'm going to get a paper towel just to sop up some of the darkness around the edges, since it's all pooling here. Just see what I have, and then I'll go back and put some more of the Magicals down, just to, like here, where there's not much pigment, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more. Maybe I'll use some of this pink color. So I'm hoping to get like a little bit of a tie-dye effect here, where the colors kind of swirl together. forgotten to put the merry-go-round green on here. Just put it by the blue. Okay, I'm going to dry that. Here is the panel that I made dry. I made another one too. So you can see this one kind of has like a water swirl in it, which is pretty. And here's the other one. They come out different. You know, you just sprinkle the powder down and then you spray it. And it has, I don't know if you can see it, but it does have some shimmer from that Perfect Pearl water that I had in the spray bottle. So that's pretty too. And I'm going to do, I don't know, I'm going to try to emboss it both ways. I'll try to emboss it the front and the back, see how everything looks. And die cut some pieces and I'll be back. I'm going to go ahead and emboss them both ways. So this was the back of the embossing folder where the seashells are raised, and I put the paper in this way. So this is a raised side, ran it through so that the image is pressed into the paper. And this one I'm going to do the opposite, and I'm going to put ink on the embossing folder and then run it through to push the ink into the background. So since I finished this one first, I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'm going to try these Ombre Hero Arts inks. This one is Mermaid, that's what it says. And so it's 3 different colors in there. So I thought I'd just try using this. It's shades of blue. And just rub it over the top. And it'll make the image stand out. So that's what that looks like. And then I'm going to take some clear embossing powder while this is wet, and I want the background to look like water. So I'm just going to do half of this at a time. I'm going to go ahead and heat this, and then I'll show you what it looks like. I embossed half of it, so you can see the clear embossing here. I think you can see it in all the dark areas. I'm going to go ahead and emboss the other side. I think I got most of the areas where there was embossing powder. There are some areas where the ink isn't very intense, or the magicals are a little bit faded. So I can still go back now and put some magicals in these areas and then spray it again. And the background will, since it's embossed, it'll act like a resist and won't absorb any of that additional color. It'll resist that color. So that's what I did with that one. I'm going to take this same pad and rub it on the top of the embossing folder. So the top is the side that has a Sizzix name. The dark color is going to be pushed into the background. Now you have to carefully close this. And I'm going to run this through the Big Shot, and I'll be right back. Here's a reveal. This came out really pretty, I think. All the dark areas are pushed into the paper and still highlights the seashells. Both are pretty. So I think since I put clear embossing powder on that one, I'm going to put clear embossing powder on this one just to see what it looks like. Using the same products, two different outcomes. I felt like the color was a bit faded in a few of the areas, so I'm just going to go and add more of the Lindy's Magicals. The same colors in approximately the same spots, just to intensify with more pigment. I also have these stamps. These are stamps with the framelits, and the framelits will cut out all the pieces. This one is You're My Lobster, which is really cute, and it has a saying, You're My Lobster. I think that's from Friends. And it just means it's somebody that you're going to be with forever. So that's a cute saying. So you can see the framelits use stamp, and then the shapes cut out the stamps, the stamped images. So they're called framelits because they frame them. This set is just stamps, and it's a seahorse with all these images, coral, seashells. So you can see all of them here. And it is, let's see if it says on here, 15 stamps. So these are the different sets. I'm probably not going to use the stamped images. I'm going to go ahead and use the die cuts because that's my favorite. I went ahead and die cut the pieces from this set. Again, this was called the Ocean Medley. And it has a little crab in it, which I thought was kind of cute. I cut strips from all the paper from the paper pack. Summer Colors by Sizzix, and I used all of them for the dies. Now, the good thing about this set is that there are a few shades of certain colors. So this worked great for the crab. It's kind of, I don't know if they name all the colors on the back, but this one is kind of like a terracotta. This is like a light pinkish, and this is like a dark peach. So that looks great. You could see how my little crab came out. And I also made a mat for this. The Sizzix folder is 4.5 by 6.5, I believe. It's just a little bit longer and a little bit wider than a A2 card. So a lot of times what I do is just kind of look to see which area I'd like to cut off, and then I make an A2 size, which is 4.25 by 5.5. But I really didn't want to cut off nearly 1 inch off of this because I really like the way the background looked. So I'm just going to make an odd size card, and once in a while I do that. and make my own envelopes. I just have thin white paper, and I have one of those We Are Memory Keepers envelope makers, and just make my own. I don't do it often because I do find it to be a little bit of a hassle, and I'm less likely to mail the cards if I have to actually make an envelope. But this is so pretty that I wanted to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to probably double cut these just so that gives it a little bit more stability. This one I'm probably going to pop up because I think the crab is the main, you know, it's the star of the show here. And there's a seashell and then a small star. But you can see everything stands out, even though my background is busy, because of the, you know, the colors I used, you know, a little bit different from where I'm going to actually place all of these. This one is a seashell, and there is texture on it, plus the cardstock is textured. I think I'm going to use a little bit of ink and just shade it a little bit. But everything else, I'm probably going to leave it the way it is. And I think this is probably just enough. Sometimes you feel like you want to do extra pieces, some extra coral or something like that, but I don't really want to hide too much of this background. I'll post a finished card on my blog at susanbcards.blogspot.com, and I'll link it in the description as well. And I'll put some other photos on there just to show you, you know, what I did. But I think that's about it for this card. I still have 2 more backgrounds, and I want to make one card with the lobster. Originally, I was going to put them together, but the lobster is very big, so it was a little bit too busy with that. And I you know, again, I want to show the background. But I'll finish that up, and I'll post them at the end, too.